Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.
Oh, yes, sir. We know what time it is. Unfiltered is coming back at everyone on Monday. But in the meantime, you guys get to listen to me and the man Casanova here as we are talking on Prime Time Hoops. We are missing the con man, and that's unfortunate. We can't wait to get our brother in arms back. I got him dealing with a little camera thing. I'm just trying to make sure people can see me properly. And let's talk this sports thing on out. I'm sitting with my boy Kenny Casanova, host of the Renegade, a podcast. He also does college hoops for us on the Prime Time, on the Prime Coverage Sports Network. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just excited. We getting to that playoff time. It's time to really see what all that work that everybody's been putting in, what does it equal out to? Is it going to be real or is it not going to be real? And I'm excited, man. Just ready to talk some sports with my main Mac.
So give it to me, brother. Give it to the people. What's on the agenda? What's been cooking in the NBA? Let's talk about the sauce that is getting ready to kick off for the NBA playoffs as the season has wrapped up. I think we got like 3 games left. We should be done by we'll start on Monday.
Yeah, we only got one tomorrow.
1 game left tomorrow. That's it. There's one more game, and that's the season. It's been won.
Yes. Oh man, it's been a crazy season, man. Just looking at everything, how it's breaking down, and then even going into Sunday, we still got a couple of seeding situations to work out. One of them start with is in the East. We got the Atlanta Hawks right now. Right now, they're holding on to the 5th seed. In Toronto, them and Orlando are battling right now, 6 and 7 for that play-in spot. On top of Atlanta, if they lose, they could drop back to the 6th. They won't be in the play-in, but they could drop back to 6 and end up having to play the Knicks instead of playing Cleveland. They just beat on Cleveland by like 20 points. It was a blowout. So they would rather play Cleveland than play against the Knicks, who beat them earlier in the week. So, and you got Toronto, holding on. They're trying to not make the play-in. And you got the Magic trying to get out of the play-in, and even Philly, they could possibly get out of the play-in as well. And so I think that's the interesting side over there. And then even in the West, the only seeds that really need to be determined is 3 and 4, which is the Lakers and Denver. Denver right now is 3, but if Denver loses to San Antonio on Sunday, then the Lakers beat Utah, then the Lakers go to 3, and they would play Minnesota in the first round, and Denver gets Houston. So it's a lot of stuff that's going down right now. It's crazy. The play-in starts on Tuesday, so I'm excited about that as well. Seeing these young teams, seeing what they got. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited about what's going on, man. It's playoff time, so time to get locked in, loaded, and prepared to go.
That's just it. That's it. It's time to get locked in, loaded, and prepared to go. And some seasons for me personally, obviously I've been watching this game for a while. I mean, I'm a veteran out here when it comes to this sports thing, and I'm proud of that. I love basketball. I love talking hoops. And the one thing I can say is that I'm excited again. It's been a while since I've been like really interested in the NBA playoffs. Last couple years, it's just been kind of like, okay, let's see, how it goes. It wasn't really a favorite of mine. Boston had one the year before. Then last year, obviously, the Tatum injury happens. I don't think the East was that deep last year. That's why I felt like Indiana was able to make a run with Halliburton.
Yeah.
I think the East has come back a little bit more locked and loaded this
Yeah,
year. I
yeah,
think it's going to be a lot better competition to come out of the East. And I think that the competition in the West has stepped their game up. I think that the Thunder jumped all over teams last year. They had a fantastic deep team, and
yeah,
they had a team defense that was preached and worked to perfection. And then they had a superstar to cap off on top of that.
yeah,
And we saw them put a lock on the West last year. And I don't think it's going to be the case this year. Now, it's got to be health, because we already saw the Lakers go
ooh,
down in flames with
ooh,
just almost like what? It was like a week left in the season. All they had to do was hold it together. All
yeah,
they had to do was hold it together, my bro. And I mean,
yeah,
the wheels fell apart.
yeah,
Austin Reeves is out. Luka Doncic is out, and now you're looking at a 41-year-old LeBron James, and you wonder, can he? Could he be able to hold
yeah,
a series down? I don't know. I mean, as it's currently looking right now, it's looking like they're more than likely going to be able to hold that fourth spot from the Rockets, which I'm shocked because the Rockets really came on strong at the end of the season. The last 10 games, 8-2. Lakers
yeah,
were able to keep it going. Amazingly enough, is they still are 6-4 in their last 10.
yeah,
So we're more than likely looking at Lakers Rockets matchup here. Timberwolves are definitely done. Timberwolves are sitting in that sixth spot. They've got that locked for sure. So
mm-hmm,
it's gonna be Nuggets and Timberwolves. That is going to be excited. A lot of people at one point thought that it could potentially be the Lakers and the Timberwolves, and now it's looking pretty much like Denver. Denver's really strong, won 11 games straight to finish the season, and Denver, in typical Denver fashion, has found the way to get hot at the right time, and they're definitely going to be a severe threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder as well. Like I say, but health is going to have to play a big part. Big part. I'm excited to see Wembanyama in the playoffs. Obviously, he's a little nicked up, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything serious. So he should be returning getting it going. So, this is a big bounce back. I feel a big bounce back year for the NBA, for the NBA playoffs, for superstars, young superstars, and some old superstars still out there getting it done. Kevin Durant still in the playoffs. LeBron James still in the playoffs. But now you're seeing an influx, and you're going to get a chance to see a Cade Cunningham get another bite at the apple, a little bit stronger. Great hats off to him for being able to bounce back from a collapsed lung. I
yeah,
didn't know how that was going to play out, but he's back on the court, and Detroit was able to hold it down while he was out. They didn't fumble. It didn't fall off. Even when
no,
Boston was nipping at their heels, they were able to keep Boston off and
mhm.
and and win the Eastern Conference. So hat off to the Detroit Pistons. We gotta give us some little love real quick too, Kenny.
Yes, we do. Yeah, listen, me and you were worried. When we heard that news, we was worried because we
Real
thought
concern.
we thought that Detroit was going to nosedive because like you don't have your leading guy, but then what you end up discovering is that wait a minute, this guy can actually play too. Now, can we get him to play at a level, maybe not at the level that he played out while Cade was out, but just a little below that level to give Cade some help? And what you found out is that you got some scores on this team and some guys on this team, and you found out that Durden, he is a dog, man. He's an old school
Yep.
player. One
Yep.
thing about him, I like
Yep.
his physicality. I
And it
like.
helps.
Mhm.
It helps if you're playing teams that are tanking, and
Yeah,
they got a chance to run into that. I mean, let's be honest. Anybody that was playing the Wizards,
oh yeah,
Pacers, the Nets, the
yeah,
Bulls in the East, if
yeah.
you were a top tier team, that was a W. If you
That's
were
it.
playing the Jazz, the King, I would even
Mhm.
throw in the Mavericks in that picture. Uh, when Memphis quietly tanked, I don't think they came out, but remember they did a dumpster fire, so they pretty much sold everybody but John Morant.
But
So they were tanking, and you know what, Pelicans too. I mean, even though Zion did play, I mean, probably more than I expected him to play,
Yeah,
that team is still a dumpster fire, and it was
yeah, they
still
just don't have enough pieces.
for the most part, if you got them on your schedule, it was
Yeah,
like, yep, this gonna be one. There, like here's a perfect example. The Pelicans, a record away from home this year was 9-31. So when
uh,
they won 9 games this season on the road. So when you saw the Pelicans was coming to your town, it was like, man, let's go.
win.
We got a W. We got a W. And I bet you, if you really get in the numbers, Kenny, I bet you majority of them wins on the road were in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, maybe I could be wrong. The Mac man could be wrong, but I bet you if you really dig into it, majority of them 9 wins on the road probably came in the beginning of the season.
Yep, that's when teams are fresh and hot and they ready to go. But then when that season start waning and you start going through the ups and downs of the season, teams start to quake and they start to buckle and you start seeing what they really about. And this actually is perfect because speaking of buckle and see what they're about, LeBron James is going to be the number one option going into the playoffs for the Lakers. And his expectations for me going into this playoffs is like, if this guy can pull this off, we might have to have a different conversation about LeBron James. He's 41, still doing it. If he can lead a team in the playoffs.
Oh, this is a good. It's okay. You know what, Kenny? I most of the time I don't engage in the LeBron James discussion because I just, hey, you know what? I can't say nothing bad about the man. His accolades speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I just think his off court lifestyle is how much he's helped people, things like that. It's been brilliant. It's brilliant aspect, brilliant career. But yes, I have to give credit where credit would be due. If LeBron James was able to dig deep in his greatness and his bag of greatness in some kind of a way, we're able to conjure a vintage LeBron James for a series. Like, we're not saying for a whole playoff run, but for a series. If LeBron was able to pull that off to get the Lakers to the next series,
wow,
that would definitely be a feather in his legacy cap for sure. It would honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, it would cement him as the second greatest basketball player of all time without a doubt. Because I am one of those people that do not mind and am willing to have the conversation about him and Kobe, about him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm okay with having that conversation about who's the second greatest basketball player after Michael Jordan. And if LeBron were to do this, especially because, I mean, against it, with, like I say, what it's looking like, the Houston Rockets, it's pretty much like this is going to be a sealed deal that they're facing Houston. Now, the nice part is they are going to be at home to start the series as opposed to being on the road. So they get that. If LeBron can fight off a Kevin Durant, and this Houston team is fairly healthy. From what I've seen, I don't think that I don't think they have any massive injuries on this team. I mean, they got yes. Van Fleet. And that is something we can't. But outside of Van Fleet, they've been able to push forward. And so, and Van Fleet, I'm not going to downplay that because Van Fleet is a playmaker. He's a champion. He's definitely somebody that the Rockets could use. Like this to act like the Rockets couldn't use him. That's not true. So I'm not gonna take that away from them, but they still have found the way to put together a pretty good season considering that, and with KD being able to lead the way. So if LeBron were able to outduel a KD, both aging superstars, one aged more than the other, if LeBron was able to find a way to push the Lakers over the hump, minus Luka, I mean, is Austin Reed supposed to be out for this series too? And that's what it's kind of looking like, right?
Yeah, they said 4 to 6 weeks. So if it's the 6th week, yeah, he's gonna be out. He's gonna be out. But Luka is the one that could possibly be back. I'm not gonna get the Laker fans' hopes up, but it's a possibility.
Well, and even if he got back, you still got to play yourself back into. Remember, this is playoff. This is playoff basketball. This isn't regular season basketball. So there might be a game or two where you're just a decoy before you really even get your legs underneath you again.
That's the only thing about it when you get a lower leg injury is that even when you come back, you got to get a couple of games. But we all know Luka. One thing about Luka that I know, he can score 30 in his sleep. So
and he doesn't play fast. He's like a Jokic. Like he takes his time. He's very methodical on the offensive end. So like a hamstring injury for someone like a Anthony Edwards, I think it's a lot more detrimental than to someone like Luka Doncic.
Yeah, because he had a low. Like matter of fact, me and Comment was just talking about this last episode about Anthony Edwards' injury. We were saying like him having a lower leg injury is huge because he's just coming off one and he can't seem to get his. I can tell, like, you can see somebody trying to get back. Their mind is telling them I'm here, but their body like, hold up, man, you gotta. And he can't do something.
Ready yet?
Yeah,
he's not ready yet, player.
That's why to me, if I'm the Spurs, because that's another quandary that we got to talk about. Because if you're the Spurs, you actually want to go ahead and try to beat the Nuggets so that they fall to the 4 and the Lakers go to the 3, because you rather see the Lakers in that second round matchup than see Denver in that second round matchup. And that's why I believe OKC sat out Shea. Guys, they sat out Shea because they played OKC like yesterday. They sat out Shea and all those guys because they know leave them at the 3. Because for OKC, they're trying to avoid the Nuggets getting the 4 so that they don't see them in the second round. I'm telling you, everybody.
You know what though? That's facts. Who wants to face the Nuggets right now, especially after what we saw Joker do to Wemby? Just a week ago, where Wemby was rolling. Wemby was talking all his MVP, talking all this and that, and Joker came and dropped a 40 piece on his head and was like, "Yeah, I'm still one of the best in the game, big dog." And so, no. I think the Spurs would like to get tuned up before they had to. Said it like, okay, we got to meet them. Then, we got no choice but to meet Denver. But then you don't want to have to run into Denver after Denver just polished off because I definitely think the Nuggets are gonna make short work of the Timberwolves, and that's not talking down to the Timberwolves. I'm just saying the way the Nuggets look, the way Jamal Murray looked, Aaron Gordon is back, the way Joker is playing. I'm telling you right now, man, the Timberwolves might be cooked, bro.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like the way Minnesota's going into the playoffs right now. I don't. I really cooked. I just think
it cooked.
Yeah, they don't look ready as a team. Like,
no,
they've been good the last couple of years of revving it up and everything like that, but you don't have the man that you need to rev it up right now. He's not looking healthy. He don't look ready for the playoffs. But I don't want to doubt it, man, because we know if he turns it on and he ends up figuring it out,
he's box office.
Be a problem for everybody in the West just because he's so box office, he's so explosive, and he has that killer mentality, and he won it. And so the thing about it, for real, if you look at the West, it ain't going to be as easy as people think. People think it's just going to be OKC.
Well, the first round, the top dogs, it'll be easy. For 1 and 2, and that's not trying to dump on the bottom 4 play-in teams. We'll see how it works out for them, but they're just going to be tune-ups, no matter who it is, whether it's the Warriors, whether it's the Clippers, whether it's the Suns or the Trailblazers. They're just going to be a warm-up for Oklahoma and the Spurs. They're going to use them. They're going to use them as hey, getting guys that are okay. I'm trying to get my playoff chops ready. Okay, that's what those teams are going to be able to use those teams for. The other teams, it's going to be a dogfight, and it's going to be a fight of attrition, and really it's going to weaken them, in my opinion, having to play Oklahoma City Thunder and the Spurs. Whoever those two teams, whoever meets those two teams in the next round are going to be thoroughly beat up. Whether it's Minnesota, whether it's the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota is going to fight. I think that Denver are going to put them down, but I think Minnesota is going to fight. And when it comes to the Lakers and Houston, flip a coin. Can LeBron still pull it out? Will Luka be able to make a little appearance? You know, the Rockets, nothing's answered for them. We've seen KD have moments where he's falling flat in the playoffs. So, that's going to be a war. And whoever walks out of that now, guess what? You gotta whoever walks out of that battle when it comes to Denver and Minnesota, you get to face San Antonio, and whoever walks out of Houston and the Lakers, you get to face OKC. So, man, you know what I mean? Like, wow, that is the West is when you get to that point, it's gonna be like, oh my goodness, like. Now we're gonna get some real answers. We're gonna find out who the real road warriors are in this basketball league. Like I say, the East for me, the East is just the big four. It's just the big four, man. That to me is in the East. That's it. Is Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, and Cleveland. It's been that way for a while. I think Cleveland purposely set themselves up to be in that 4 spot rather than the 3. Believe it or not, I just do. I think that Cleveland, for some reason in their head, Cleveland thinks that they match up better against Detroit.
They shouldn't.
I think that's a mistake. But because I'm gonna tell you something right now, I definitely know that the Knicks ain't trying to. The Knicks, the Knicks are trying to take their chances. If they gotta face Boston, and that's the way it's looking. So the Knicks have set themselves up perfectly because that is who the Knicks got their best shot against. When it comes to the battle of the big four, is Boston, and then the hope would be that the Cleveland Cavaliers could take Detroit out. Now if I'm the Knicks and I get to face Cleveland, I think the Knicks got a way better chance of taking Cleveland down to make a path to the finals again after it's been so long for New York, as opposed to like I just think that Detroit is a horrible matchup for the Knicks. I think if the Knicks had to face Detroit, the Knicks are losing because of Carl Soft Townsend. I'm just sorry. He can't bang with Duran. Duran's gonna bang him out the box and take him out the game. And everybody has said it that the biggest question mark for the Knicks, bottom line, is Carl Anthony Townsend. Who you gonna get? Who's gonna show up? Because if it's a big dominant 7-footer that shows up, the Knicks gonna be in the finals. Yeah. If it's soft Towns, then it's gonna be either Boston or Detroit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, but I'm gonna tell you this about that Cleveland thing. Cleveland might have just messed themselves up because I'm gonna tell you this about Atlanta. They're young. They're very don't know no better. And when you go against a team,
it's gonna be a dogfight. It's gonna be a dogfight.
Atlanta is playing. They showed it from the time that they traded Trae Young. They were in the 11th spot. These guys have risen all the way up to,
and they got good players, and they got good role players. If Atlanta had a bona fide superstar, Atlanta would be people would be in trouble.
And guess what else they got? They got a champion on the team. Kuminga won a championship, y'all. That matters. I don't care what y'all say. Kuminga was a part of that championship team with the Warriors. He played a big part. This is before Kerr started acting stupid like he couldn't use him. Your team is in the play-in.
Kuminga had a lot more talent than Steve Kerr allowed him to show.
Correct. And that's what I'm telling you. That Jalen Johnson, Nikhil Alexander, that's Shay's cousin. That guy is showing. He's averaging 25 a game since the Trae Young trade, man. You're seeing these young, they don't know no better. And I'm telling you, Cleveland, y'all better be on the lookout. Y'all might have thought y'all avoided something, but y'all might have messed around and ran into something you can't control.
A buzzsaw.
They don't know no better. They don't know they're not to beat Cleveland. Cleveland's supposed to be in the big four like we talked about. They don't know no better that they ain't supposed to beat them. They don't know. They're young.
I'm going to tell you like this. Cleveland better put their lunch pail hat on, and I'm talking about from game one.
But
Don't
you're right.
walk up in there. Don't walk up in that stadium thinking, "Oh, this is a victory for." Because if you've been paying any attention like everybody else has, Kenny is 100% correct. The Casanova man has hit the nail on the head. The Hawks have been playing excellent basketball, really since the trade deadline. They are a scrappy team. They really put it together, and they will get you. They will get you if you don't come to play. If you don't come to play, if you don't bring your A game, James Harden
Yep.
cannot have the playoff lapses that he's been known for. James Harden is going to have to ball like he did when Cleveland acquired him. Mobley is going to have to play big around the rim and in the post. Jared Allen is going to have to be an important big around the rim. The Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell, this is your time now. This is why you were brought to Cleveland. This is why everything is come. You're supposed to be a closer. We haven't really ever seen it though when it matters. Yeah. Now guess what? It matters. It's going to matter against Atlanta, and you better be able to close.
Yeah, because that's my thing. This is why they got rid of Darius Garland. They chose you over Darius Garland. You better show us why. Because at the end of the day, man, it's all on you. Everybody else is everybody else. And let me tell you this: Atlanta got so many defenders that they're going to throw at them. Because if you look at them, that's where their strengths are, is the wings. That's why Jared Allen and Mobley is going to be huge in this series. They got to be dominant down low, because if not, they cannot depend on the wings to be able to consistently score on the Atlanta guards. They got so many guards and so many wing defenders. They bring Kuminga, and Kuminga can guard 1 through 4. Like, he can guard multiple positions. And so they got Jalen Johnson, who guard multiple positions. N'Keal Harry, he guard multiple positions. Like, they got a lot of wing defenders. And I didn't even mention Dyson Daniel, who leads the league in steals on their team. So let's just mention that. These guys run. And so you put your running shoes on, James. You can't, that lazy basketball that you like you can't do that this time, bro. You're going to have to get your butt up and down the court, because they're going to run you out the gym if not. I'm telling you, that game is going to be very important for them. You cannot let this team get confidence. You got to crush them out the gate.
That is real talk. And I'm going to tell you like this right now. I sat here and I had something come across my head, and I'm like, ooh, let me run this one by Kenny. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's take Kerr and Spoelstra out this mix. Mm-hmm. Who is the best coach going into this playoff series? What team has the best coach? Because that is always a very big intangible in basketball, just like any sport. Right. Even though we get so wrapped up in the playoffs, you forget that, man, sometimes it's coaches that can go on a hot streak as well. That can help propel a team. Sometimes a coach can just get in his bag and he just know everything that the other team is doing, and he is able to just help guide his team. What coach, like I say, because I know Kerr's still in there, Spoelstra in the playing part. Mm-hmm. They're probably the two of the most accomplished coaches, in the league, period, let alone in this playoff series. So we'll take them out of it. With this playoffs kicking off, who do you think is walking in with the best coach?
So let me break this down. Let me see. So we going east to west, or we just going all the whole thing?
We could go best coast in the east, best coast in the west.
So because I'm struggling with with trying to make just one. So the best coach in the east to me going into this is Joe Mazzulla, and it's clear.
Mazzulla,
it's clear as day. It's Mazzulla, just because he got a ring. He got the experience, he got the team, and he got the band back, and he knows how to make in-game adjustments on the fly. We watched it. We watched it in real time happen. Him and Jaylen Brown. This series against Luka Doncic is all you. You guard them all day, so get prepared. You're guarding them all game. You don't get a break. Ain't no break. You're gonna guard Luka Doncic in this finals. When they played in the finals a couple years ago, he made that adjustment, because at first they were going to just let Derek White do it, and Derek White was getting murdered by Luka. Killing him. And they said, no, there's the adjustment. Jaylen Brown, that's your assignment. And that's why Jaylen Brown won in Finals MVP that year too, as well.
Yes, sir.
So Joe Mazzulla to me in the East, because I think he can make an adjustment like that. He sees it.
Okay.
In the West, I'm actually gonna say OKC's coach.
Okay.
I think
I give it to him. And I will say this. I was tinkering towards JJ Redick because I think he is a brilliant basketball mind, but JJ hasn't proven anything yet. We'll find out. We'll find out this playoffs. We'll find out this playoff what JJ is really made out of.
Yeah, and the sad part is I wish he had all the horses in the stable so that we can really, really be able to judge and evaluate them, because it's hard. I mean, Bronny James is going to play playoff minutes. I want y'all to understand this.
Oh, my goodness. Don't that scare you?
You know what? It does in some facets, but actually, I've been watching him. He's getting better. It's just one of those things. He hasn't played enough NBA minutes. You just got to get him out there. He's sitting all year, and then now he's getting thrown into action. He had 10 points the other night. He was balling the other night. And I was just like, okay. I was like, I see you. It was against the Warriors. And so I'm watching the kid. He is going through what you call rookie pains, even though he's a second-year player. But he's going through rookie pains. He doesn't play a lot of.
He's growing still. He's growing still. And remember, he's young.
Yeah,
he's not some 30-year-old. This ain't some 30-year-old guy in the league that's been just hanging out. This dude is still young. He's still got a lot to add to his game.
Yes, and so you got that. And I'm not listening. So I don't want to make this into a Lakers-centric show, but I just wish the Lakers had their horses in the stable, because I would have picked JJ. I'm listening. If we would have had Luka and Reeves, I'm picking JJ. And the reason being is I've watched him make adjustments on the fly. And the perfect person they did it against is the team they're going to play probably in the first round, more than likely, Houston. When they when they started double teaming KD had all the turnovers. He had all the he couldn't figure out the double team for nothing. He just couldn't figure it out, and I was like, "Oh wow!" So JJ,
and you know what, Kenny, I gotta give you some credit on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
When he did have all the horses, the Lakers got scary for a second. For a split second there, before that hamstring injury to Luka, the Lakers were looking like, "Oh, wait a minute, maybe this ain't a team that you necessarily want to go against." When he had all three of them going. Yeah, the Lakers were starting to look a little dangerous. So no, I gotta give you, like I say, I'm not one to really go out there and love the team out on the West Coast, but I'll give credit when credit is due. And you know what? When he had all the horses, he definitely had this team humming.
Yep, he was able to make adjustments, man. And I think that's what's hurting the Lakers right now, man. It's one of those things where now you're going to have to see. But that's why I'm picking OKC coach, because he done been here, done this. This is a rodeo for him. I done been to the rodeo show already. So I'm finna get back on it. And actually, I'm glad you asked me this, because it actually leads into the last question that we have for the show, which is it OKC? Because I asked Con-Man this last week. Is it okay? Would you pick OKC or the field? Where would you go?
I saw this question posed out there on some other platforms, and I heard some pundits' takes on it, and I have to agree with the pundits that I heard say that I'm not taking OKC because they're not that strong. The field is that good this year. So I would have to take the field, because +2, you got to remember that the second best player hasn't played majority of the season. And I believe he's going to be ready for this playoff series. But, he's got to get himself amped and ready and into action. And it seems like, like I say, if they're on a collision course with the Spurs, that's going to be a tough matchup, and I could see them losing that. And if they end up on a collision course with the Denver Nuggets, I can see them losing that. So there's two teams that can beat you there in a 7-game series. That's two teams that can beat you. So therefore, it's the field, in my opinion.
Do you think there's anybody on the other side? Like, let's say they get through the West. Is there anybody on the other side you think that could beat them?
Boston, if Tatum is really back, I think he's been easing himself in. They've been playing excellent basketball to close the season, 8-2 in their last 10 games. If Tatum is back, like they're gonna need him in this playoffs. If he's back, if he's able to drop some big games for them, to go with what Jaylen Brown's already been doing for this season, then Boston can go. I like I said, I'm not can give nothing to the Knicks. It's so much of prove it to me when it comes to them. Even if they did make it to the finals, like I said, it's Karl Anthony Towns. They would need him. They would need him, and he would have to show up for those 4 critical wins that they would need. So I would say Boston. Detroit, no, just because like I said, I don't think it's enough horses. OKC's defense is too good. They'll lock down on Cade. They'll ice him out. They'll find a way, and then they got enough firepower to overmatch Detroit on the other end. So yeah, Boston. If Tatum is back, then Boston for sure can defeat OKC in a 7-game series.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of like what me and Common was. He was like, the field is just too good this year. I don't feel like the field is weak like it was, in the past. I just think they had an advantage last year. Like some teams just wasn't ready yet. Denver was injured last year. Wemby wasn't ready. Wemby actually got injured to finish the season. They shut him down. Houston Rockets didn't have KD. The Lakers had just got Luka, who was out of shape. Austin Reeves wasn't ready. Tatum went down last year to start in that playoff series versus the Knicks. Detroit's better. So, just teams have had a chance to load up and get ready for OKC, because I just think OKC really in some ways surprised people. I just don't think people were prepared for them to be that good defensively. Yeah, and then with the guys that elevated themselves in the offensive end to match Shea, it was too much for teams last year. But this year, teams are more equipped and more prepared to get down, like James Brown. Man, my bros, I always love sitting talking hoops with you. Once again, this is Prime Time Hoops on Prime Coverage Sports Network. Make sure you please follow and subscribe to the channel. You guys can check us out every Saturday. It's always going to be a mix of me, Kenny Casanova, the con man, or the con man Casanova, or me and the con man. That's just how we do it. We make sure that it just don't stop. You always gonna get some prime time hoops. And the one nice part about this thing is that we're gonna keep this going all season. So even when the NBA season ends, we'll still be dropping basketball knowledge. We'll be covering some WNBA as well. Don't worry, ladies, we got you. Don't worry, Primetime Hoops ain't forgot that the girls can ball. Shout out to the UCLA Bruins for winning the championship on the women's side of things. College basketball, I believe their draft is actually getting ready to come up soon, so we're gonna see how that goes. Very weird trade that Chicago Sky did with Angel Reese. I'm still I was shocked,
scratching my head on that. Like, why you trade superstar? You trade superstars out of a big city? But anyway, but like I say, man, just make sure that you mess with me and your boy Kitty Casanova. We also come back at you on Monday. We're gonna be hitting y'all with some unfiltered sports on Monday. You guys are not gonna want to miss this. We giving it to you all of the dirt. So we got it coming up for you people here on Prime Coverage Sports Network. Kenny Casanova, thank you once again, my brother.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Talking hoops, power to the people.
Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.